Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Motorsport Manager. So our second season is over now. The last race of the second season didn't go particularly well for our team, but now is the time to make the push for the #1 position. We ended up 4th overall. I'm going to make a push now for 1st. And to do that, I'm going to dump every bit of cash we have into the development of our chassis for this upcoming season. So let's go ahead and get into that. So we're going to continue. All right, reliability work done. That doesn't really particularly matter, but I guess we could continue to work on it because we're going to be building a brand new chassis, so all these parts are more or less going to go away. Let's go ahead and just improve the reliability of our wings, I guess. I don't know if some of this stuff carries over or not, but we've improved the overall performance of all of our parts to their maximum, so that is fine. Let's go ahead and continue yet again. Oh, we actually have something in the mailbox. Factory staff idle. Yeah, whatever. We just took care of that. Okay, and here's preseason start. And we're going to need to start working on our chassis. So this is where we're going to use all that money. All right, so we've got a scouting report. Just going to take a look at that very quickly. So this is driver for another team. All right. And then we've got the car design. So let's design our 2018 chassis. And there we have about 7 million to also add on. And so that means we have 25 million to put into this car. And I'm going to be putting everything in as much as I possibly can. So engine supplier, we're going to go with the best engine supplier we can get for 5 million pounds. Fuel supplier, again, we're going to go with the best we can get at 2.5 million pounds. Granted, you could argue improvability is very weak, maybe not great, but we're still going to do that. We're going to go with material supplier, and again, we're going to go with the most expensive one we can get. And then finally, we've got the brake supplier. And there, we're going to go as expensive as we can get. Now, this is not all of the cash we could possibly put into the car, but it's all the cash we can put into it right now. We will get dilemmas that will come up that will allow us to improve the performance of our car even more so. But I'm just going to double check that what we've got is what I want, is spending as much money as we possibly can into trying to get the best parts we possibly can. Last season, we spent a good amount of money, but we were a little bit more conservative. This time, we're putting 16 million into the car. Let's go ahead and continue with that. So I'm going to confirm. And hopefully, we can get a really good car for this upcoming season. All right. This kind of stuff we're not going to really know until we get into the season. Although driver is maybe something we could actually tell. We are #1 in headquarters. Driver, we're not going to really know until the dodgy neck goes away, which should go away before the end of the preseason. So let's go ahead and continue. Gonna go through really quickly here. All right, so what do we got going on here? A press HQ meeting. So we've got, we're interested in getting a look inside your headquarters ahead of the new season. Our readers, okay, so what you can do is you can hurt Mustafa's morale in place of some marketability, which I may take, but we've already got our sponsorship offers. I'm going to go ahead and take the best one we can get here. So this is 2nd or above, and I don't know if we're going to be able to reliably do that. So I think I'd rather just take the one that gives me the most money, and this one here gives me $1.25 million. Now, it gives me $1 million over here, 1.4 million if we manage to get 2nd or above, but I don't know if we'll be able to pull it off. Now, you could argue if we're going to be going for 1st, 2nd or above is probably what we want, but I don't know if I can reliably do that. I don't know. I think I'm just going to take the cash here. And if we get 2nd or above, 880,000 isn't necessarily bad. Alternatively, I could take this one and we lose out of 250,000, but 1.2 million is definitely better per race, but it's 1st place is the bonus, so it's an even harder one to do. I think we just take the cash here. Until we can prove that we can do that, that's fine. So we'll take the cash. And you don't necessarily have to finish in first every race or second every race to win the team standings. If you get consistent good results like we've been doing, if we can just improve those results, get pole positions more regularly, we could probably win with our team. Maybe not the driver standings, but the team for sure. All right, so we have a little bit of extra cash to work with our car. Let's take a look at the other things. So marketability, I'm not even going to bother with. By the time this wears off, I'm not going to worry about it. I'd rather not take the morale hit. So don't threaten me. No press. Okay. Yeah, so they were saying unless you they wanted they wanted to write, they were pressuring me. It doesn't really matter. In any case, some strong rumors. So these are other teams. She takes up snowmobile racing, which helps her stats. She's a reserve driver, so I don't really care. We're probably not going to pick up better drivers. At least that's not the game plan. The game plan is to improve our cars. And if we can get first place, great. So some people are getting snapped up by other teams. And I'm not really going to worry about this too much. We do have some scouting reports, though. This driver here is unemployed, not a particularly good driver. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Go back to the mailbox. And I'm guessing we did everything. Yeah, okay. So let's just make sure scouting-wise we still have people in the queue. And let's go through and see if we can find any unemployed people like that we don't have a scouting report on. Are there any new drivers? Does not look like the case there. These people are all on teams, but this is a team that's in our racing series, so I'll do that. And going through, we're good there. And again, I'm just going to go through anyone that is in our series will be scouted. So we've got a driver here that needs scouted. Got a driver here that needs scouted. And that's it in that age group. Then over here. All right, so we're pretty much good. It doesn't seem like there's that many people to scout. I mean, we've got unemployed drivers that would be good pickups, but for now, both of our drivers still have contracts ongoing for the next season. So we're just going to stick with these drivers. They're not bad drivers. Mustafa, we could probably improve on, but that's the game plan anyway. Let's go ahead and continue. And I'll just let it go through here. Okay. So let's start all the way at the bottom. We've got a lot of emails to go through. So new lead designer. Okay, more people picking up stuff. Okay, scouting report finish. Scouting report finish. Scouting report finish. I'm not really going to take a look at the scouting reports because, again, I'm not getting drivers this time around. Okay, more people being added on to the different teams. Scouting report finish. Okay, so car improvability. Me and a few of the engineers are worried about the car's improvability over the course of the season. We've had a few preliminary talks with the engine supplier, and they think they could help us out for a price, of course. So we're going to lose $1.5 million, but we get improvability added onto the car. So again, we're going to do that. This is, we're going to be dumping as much money as we can into these cars. Now, I would like to add on a headquarters building as well, but I think it's best if I save the money until we know that we've improved the car as much as we can, and then we'll go ahead and build some more headquarters and things. All right, let's go ahead and continue. And now it's time for the overall paint scheme of our car. So more stuff going on here. New lead designer. Scouting report finished. Okay. Being signed. Scouting report finished. All right. So now it's time to edit this. Now, the one thing I'm going to do here is I may change our primary color to something different because as much as I like the yellow and black, it's kind of confusing with some other teams also being yellow and black. So I might go with white as our primary color. I mean, we can mess around here and just see what we want to do. Maybe yellow for our secondary color, and then tertiary we'll do black. Okay. I mean, we can take a look at some of the different designs to see if we can do something that heals. I kind of like 2, 3, and we can always swap around which color is which. 4 is pretty cool. I like that. Got 5. Ooh, I think I like this one the most so far. 6, 7, 8. 8's not bad. 9. Let's go with 5. I kind of like 5. We've got the white, the yellow, and the black. I mean, yellow and black is still the color that I think jumps out predominantly. But now we have this new addition of white that'll make our cars, stand out a little bit more from the rest of the pack. Okay. And oh, what's this? Ah, never mind. That just that goes into the workshop. Ignore that. I guess that's what we're going to go with. We'll continue. Yes. Okay, so that's going to be the new paint scheme of our car for this season. Preseason test is coming up here in a second, and we'll see how good our cars turn out. We didn't get that many dilemmas, though, that where we could improve our car. Not as much as I feel like we've seen in the past. All right, well, let's see. Got stuff in the mailbox. So, more people getting picked up. Testing this weekend. Scouting report, scouting report. Okay. As far as scouting goes, you have like nobody in the queue at this point. So I guess what we want is just anyone that's not scouted, just scout. So scout, 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 scout. We probably need a new scout facility if we want to get more scoutable drivers. Oh, here's somebody that's not employed. Maybe somebody that was employed that became unemployed. All right, well, that takes care of the scouting for right now. And let's move on to the first of the month. Continue. All right, now we're going to have our testing coming up. At this point, I guess we're not going to get any more of those dilemmas. Maybe there's only so far we can improve the car. So what I'm going to do is build a new headquarters. Now, the one area that we are lacking in that I'd like to address is our forecast center. Now, another area that you can see here as far as our rank goes that we could upgrade would be our design center, because you can see the different symbols here correspond with the things here. So if we wanted to improve this, make ourselves number 1, we'd want to upgrade this building. Or we could upgrade the other things. Now, and upgrading this building would give us even more buildings to choose from. We don't at the moment even have access to a building that would improve this. But I definitely feel like I'd like a forecasting center because feel like we're a little behind on that. And if I do this, we'll still have cash left over. Whereas if I did the $8 million cost design center, we would be not having a whole lot of cash. So if something does come up, we will be able to afford it, I think, a little bit. So let's go ahead and go with the forecasting center and at least get started on it. We still probably won't have it done until halfway through the season, but at least get started on it. Okay, let's go ahead and go on to the preseason testing. And here's crossing the fingers it goes okay. So right now, Mustafa and Boris are in first and second place. So far, no issues. We're still first and second place. I find that somewhat surprising, but that's what we were going for. All right, well, that really helped Boris's morale, as a matter of fact, too. Our cars did very well. So Boris finished in first, and I'm sorry, Mustafa finished in first. I don't know why they put Boris above him. So first and second here. All right, well, that's looking pretty darn good. I'm very happy with that. We didn't have any issues like some other cars did. Now, if we take a look at the other teams, it looks like Octane Racing and Lucatelli Racing kind of struggled there, but they did have some problems. Predator Racing didn't do too bad. Fourth place for Santa Ana's car. All right, well, let's go ahead and continue here. So that's definitely good news. That means that we have improved where we wanted to improve, which is in our car. So let's see where we are as far as this goes, though. It's still putting us in sixth place. Now, I don't know, more than likely. Oh, no, we do have our cars finished here. So we are 7th, 6th, 6th, and 7th. But we are above the average with our suspension. So let's testing report. I'm happy to report that the testing went superbly. Our hard work and spending over the winter has paid off. We finished the top of the leaderboard and should be primed for an excellent season. Mustafa El Sadat was first and Boris finished second. Okay. And our targets for this season. I'm going to go ahead and go with the risky choice here, and I'm going to say second. Now, the problem is it's not how you finish, it seems like, that is the thing. So I probably, you know what? I'm going to go with fourth. Because even though I think we're going to finish in first, it's a race-by-race thing. And if I pick second, pretty much what I'm saying is we're going to finish the second overall team every single race. And if I don't do that, my chairman's going to be mad at me. So I think we're probably better off just saying, yeah, we'll do what is predicted of us. Even though we get less money for doing that, I don't really care. Where we needed the money was when we were building the car. And, all right, we're good there, I think. That might have been the wrong choice, but from what I've seen, that seems to be the case. And that's the one thing I wish was different. I wish that the chairman cared more about how you finish or where you were in the standings rather than how you did on a race-by-race basis based off of some hard-to-determine number, because sometimes the number it assigns you for how well you did in the race is hard to figure out. Like, you'll finish in the middle of the pack and it will say you did, like, 8th overall. And I'm like, how does that work mathematically? But, oh, well. Let's just go ahead and choose that because we already did. Let's get into the cars and improving them. So, from what I can see, we are behind the curve in deceleration, acceleration, and top speed. We're above the average over here, but we're still ranked 7th overall, which is kind of weird. But we can also improve parts and things like that. The one thing I want to check real quick is our headquarters. What buildings do we have? We have a brake facility and we have a telemetry center. So that means that we can have more work with our brakes and our gearbox. So that's something we're probably, as a matter of fact, our next race is in 11 days. We're probably going to want to improve those things early so that we can get them all the way up to that great level. So if that's the case, deceleration is something we're behind on. Acceleration is also something we're behind on. And for the next race, acceleration is important. So I figure we design a new part and we make it a gearbox. The only thing is that we probably won't get it done in time for the upcoming race because we're only 11 days away. So do we go with the something that we know we can get done in time, like the brakes. I mean, as much as they're not crucial, the brakes don't take a whole lot of time to do, so I'm going to do that instead. And as far as what we have to choose here, really the only choice is the plus 25 to max, in my opinion. Oh, wow, our performance is pretty good here. Up to 287, wow. And yep, that's going to be the change we make. It's only going to cost us 550,000. We'll get it done 6 days before the race, so we will be able to improve its reliability a little bit. Let's go ahead and build that part. And confirm. And what I would like to do now is improve parts. And more or less what we're going to do here is I figure we know we're going to have new brakes. Let's go through and find things that are not very reliable to start off with. We'll start with our reliability changes because those are going to be the things that hurt us the most. So from what I can see, this gearbox needs an improvement in reliability, and our other brakes appear to also need improvement in reliability. And then after that, we've got 45% in our suspension, so I'll improve that. And we have, what else we got? We've got 48, 47. I mean, engines are always a good thing to work on, so I'm going to work on the one that has the least reliability here. Now, as far as improving parts go, we know that we're going to get good brakes here. So probably the things we're going to work on last are going to be engines and suspension, or at least we're not going to work on them as soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to improve the performance of these parts here. And what else? I guess it wouldn't hurt to also improve this engine, and then I will improve the other suspension. But we'll go on full reliability, try and get that up as much as possible. Okay, so that's what we're going to go with for now. And probably go up into the brakes being designed. And brake build finished. Let's go to the car and improve parts. And now we're going to have to improve the reliability of that new brake. So we're going to switch over to the other brake. And at this point, I'm going to undo what we've already improved, and we'll start improving other things that are not quite up yet. So I'm going to improve the reliability of that engine. We'll improve the reliability of the gearbox, and we'll improve the reliability of, I guess, the suspension. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. That way we'll get at least up into the 50% mark, hopefully, by the time we get to the race. And hopefully we'll get this up to that point as well. Let's go ahead and continue here a few days. We'll pause and go back to the car improvement. This is one of those things, improving the reliability is going to be one of those things where I'm going back and forth a lot. Although at this point, I guess we could just go forward here. As a matter of fact, these brakes might not be able to get them up as much in reliability as I would like. We've got more scouting reports finished. Let's go ahead and continue here. All right, well, we're on to the race day. Now, I'm probably going to be putting a cut in the video here, but let's just take a look at our parts and getting the proper parts fitted. So we did get up to 47%, which isn't too bad. Probably going to want to switch around which parts we're improving reliability-wise, although it's kind of a hard call to make here because we are pretty much very close with most of our things. Let's do that. And I guess we'll do that. All right, well, let's go ahead and fit our parts. So fit parts. Right now, Boris is unhappy because it looks like Mustafa has been given the better parts. Well, we can change that pretty easily. You get that part. And good there. Oh, actually, we should probably switch that around. And over here, we'll switch that around as well. And then over here, we'll switch that around. And then we have an unhappy Mustafa. All right. So Boris has the superior part in every regard except for suspension, which I guess Mustafa always ends up with the better suspension. All right. And we're giving definitely the parts that will be good for this race to Boris for sure. Okay, well, I'm happy there. In any case, I think we're going to go ahead and put a cut in the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.